on track at Iowa Speedway. Had a little bit of a rain delay, a little bit of some technical issues. Things got restarted, rebooted. We're up and running. These Sunday Hangover Indycar League Series drivers are only about a minute and a half away from getting to go qualifying for the KOA Care Camps 135. If you don't already know about that organization, go and check them out, KOAcarecamps.org. They're doing a fantastic job at providing great weekends for some of our young children out there battling with cancer. They're giving them opportunities to go out and enjoy their days and just have a little fun and forget everything while still receiving all the proper care and attention that they require and is needed for them. Go ahead over and check that out, KOAcarecamps.org. Every little bit helps. And man, I'm about ready to get this show kicked off. Had a lot of different things happening here on track. As I said, rain delay forced us to push back about 20 minutes. Then we were having some technical issues with the wirings and all the signals getting sent where they needed to be. We got all of that worked out. We're back up and running here on Next Gen Racing Productions. Thank you once again, as always, for joining us. And we have got a decent little field for this afternoon's race. 14 drivers, 13 have laid down a time lap. Getting ready now. You'll see us switch over to qualifying here as practice is ending. Wanted to give these drivers just a couple of laps out there on the green surface. Let them kind of report back what's happening, what they're feeling, and go from there, as we're about to switch on over into qualifying, which we have. And we'll look to see who jumps out there on track earlier, and it looks like the 67 of Will Zoller. He's going to be our first driver to jump out there on track here in this qualifying session. Will Zoller being joined by quite a handful of other drivers. Ed Cathan, Graham Bunyan, last week's race winner. Actually, 2 races in a row for Graham. Danny Alt's also out on track. Howard Livingston out there in that KOA care camps paint scheme. Will Zoller to the top of the board. There you see Howard just kind of hanging out, chilling down there at the end of pit road. See him sitting in his KOAcarecamps.org Indycar, and we're going to go around with Howard as he makes his qualifying laps. Looks like right now Will Zoller still slotted in that provisional pole position. The 004 of Jason Lowe in second. Third goes to the 15 of Danny J. Fourth to Ed Cathan. Fifth right now on board the 101 of Graham Bunyan. So Graham behind the 8 ball as far as the numbers lay right now, and it looks like Ryan Bowles in the 25 has taken that provisional pole with just about 3 minutes left here in qualifying before we go green flag racing for the KOA Care Camps 135. Howard able to pick up from 9th to 6th. He's still out there on track. I believe he's just going to make one more lap. Actually, he's going to begin to shut it down. Looks like Ben Wallace in the 99 has decided to come out on track and show us what he's got. here in the heartland of America, Iowa Speedway. 14 IndyCar drivers will take the field, take to the track when we get ready to go green flag racing. Ben crossing the line to receive, I believe that is his first time lap back in 12th, so he's going to have to pick up almost a second to have a chance at Ryan Bowles in that time that he has laid down. Where does Ben shake out here? Looks like Ben all the way up to third. Not quite able to get up there and take that position away, but all the way up to third, and I believe that does conclude our qualifying as everybody has put down their timed laps. I believe the 20 of Lee Mitchell, he is actually up in race control for these Sunday Hangover IndyCar League drivers. So all 13 drivers have qualified. And there you see him there. Run down through your qualifying order. Looks like Mike West actually is out on track, but I believe he has already put down his one-time lap. I don't think he's going to be able to do anything with his second-time lap, so we'll go ahead and call it like this. Pole position will go to the 25 of Ryan Bowles. Heck of a job out there for him. Missing last week's race. Was there for the first race, if I am remembering correctly. And yes, he was. Ryan actually was up there on the podium for that first race that we had at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Missed last week's race at Homestead, Miami. So Ryan trying to come back and put himself right back in form. There you see, checkered flag is out. Qualifying is over. This driver is going to get restrapped into their cars and get ready to go back racing once again here at Iowa Speedway. Race number 3 for these IndyCar Series drivers. We're going to see just about where all these guys are lining up here right now. I'm not sure if they are on pit lane. And there they are. At the end of pit road, waiting for that Ford Mustang to light up and take this field around to start this race, the KOA Care Camps 135. We'll walk through the grid show for this afternoon's race. Ryan Bowles in that 25 takes the pole position, while Will Zoller in the 67 finds himself in second. Row number 2, the 99 of Ben Wallace, the 31 of Robert Mitchell. Row number 3, the 004 of Jason Lowe, the 101, the two-time winner so far this season, Graham Bunyan. Row number 4, the 13 of Howard Livingston, and the 102 of Ed Cathan. Row number 5, the 6 of Jeff Murray, and the 64 of Rick Lovison. Row number 6, the 15 of Danny J, followed by the 24 of Rick Kelball. 13th position, rounding out this field here tonight, is the 10 of Mike West. There you see Lee Mitchell in the 20. He is up in race control for the Sunday Hangover IndyCar League. Pace car is rolling off, and we're gonna get this action started. There you see your leader, the 25 of Ryan Bowles, leading the field out on the track. Pace car lights are out. We will go green flag racing this time by. adding 1 lap here, making sure we have the starting order correct. These drivers going to go around one more time. Let's see how that brief rain affected the track. Hasn't really affected it too much. Still about the same that we were before that rain shower moved through. So, yeah, these drivers should be able to put on a show here still without any real concerns or issues. And I can't wait for this. This is going to be great. This is going to absolutely be amazing. Ford Mustang hits pit road. We are green flag racing at the Iowa Speedway. KOA, Care Camps 135 down into turn 1. No problem for your pole sitter, Ryan Bowles. He finds himself right there. Robert Mitchell with a great start right behind him. Able to walk away with the 2nd position. Actually, timing and scoring has got to be a little bit off. There it is. Robert Mitchell in 4th still. I do apologize. Ben Wallace in the 99 taking over that 2nd position from the 67 of Will Zoller. This is a battle between Graham Bunyan making the pass on the outside of Robert Mitchell, falling back 1 position from his starting slot. Just behind him, you see Jason Lowe and Howard Livingston. Howard also sporting that KOA, Care Camps paint scheme, and we have a battle for the lead. Ben Wallace, making a crossover. Will it stick? Still has the advantage, but Bowles fights back on the inside. He crosses over. Will Wallace take it to the bottom? He does. Wow. Too close to call at the line. Timing and scoring is going to give it to that 25 of Ryan Bowles. Ben Wallace washing up the track just a little bit, trying to take the line away. He's able to secure that 1st position. Ben Wallace, now your leader, working lap 6 out of 135. Drivers have noted in happy hour that the cars do have a lot of aero push in them at this speedway. So how are they going to handle and maintain that, maintain the tires underneath them? Not quite sure. Will Zoller now finds himself in the 2nd position, overtaking the 25 of Ryan Bowles, your pole sitter. Robert Mitchell, Jason Lowe, Howard Livingston, all still right there with one another. On screen, you see the battle for 1st and 2nd. Will Zoller to the inside of Ben Wallace. Ben hanging tough out there on the outside. Great racing action unfolding here before your eyes. 10 laps into this 135 lap race for the Sunday Hangover IndyCar Series drivers. Into the wall just a little bit was the 31 of Robert Mitchell. He bounced it off the wall for just a second. We stay under green flag conditions, but Robert Mitchell with a moment there. Let's go back and see if we can't grab a hold of that. Show it to you one time. I believe it is right here. He's going to come up just a little bit here. Back into turn 1, and there you see it right there. Just a little tap, nothing too horrible. He should be all right to continue, although he has fell way back through the field, all the way back to the last position, running on track. That 31 of Robert Mitchell. Back up front, still a battle for the lead. Will Zoller trying to track down Ben Wallace, who took the lead 9 laps ago and has held on to it ever since. have some good battles going on all through the track. Looks like we got a driver hitting pit road. I believe that is Robert Mitchell. Yes, it is Robert Mitchell hitting pit road, so that damage may have been too much for his car to withstand. Down there, possibly using the one and only fast repair provided to these Sunday Hangover IndyCar Series drivers. And Ben Wallace starting to step away from the field now. Battle on track. Closest right now, Will Zoller, Graham Bunyan, Jason Lowe, all right there running with each other. There you see Robert Mitchell now being scored 2 laps down. Has made an early pit stop due to some contact with the wall. Pit delta seems to look like it's going to be around the 35-36 second mark. But right here, closest battle on track, Graham Bunyan has his hands full. His mirrors are full. That 004 of Jason Lowe. Jason trying to track him down, trying to take away that 3rd position. Everything's starting to kind of sort itself out here. Looks like one of our closest battles on track is back here for the 8th, 9th, 10th positions. That's between the 10 of Mike West, the 102 of Ed Cathan, and the 15 of Danny J. Oh, contact! Mike West up into the wall after that contact. He's going to hit pit road. Let's go back and take a look. Oh, just contact with the wall all by himself. Looked like he was wiggling just a little bit. Let's watch one more time there. Yeah, just a little wiggle up into the wall. Whew, that could have been disastrous for those drivers right behind him. Nonetheless, we'll rejoin the field here with our 2nd place runner, the 67 of Will Zoller. Keeping an eye on everything. Looks like Howard Livingston in that 13 has his hands full with the 6 of Jeff Murray, who is following just behind him. We are working lap 26 out of 135. Mike West hits pit road. Danny J hits pit road as well. Do not believe those are scheduled fuel stops. I believe these drivers can go about twice as long as they did before hitting pit road, so I believe damage may have played a factor in those 3 drivers hitting pit road. 13 drivers gridded up for this afternoon's race. All 13 still out on track. 10 left on the lead lap. 3 drivers, Mike West in the 10 machine, the 15 of Danny J, and the 31 of Robert Mitchell, finding themselves with a little bit of trouble early in today's race. Nothing going on up front. Your race leader, Ben Wallace, has been able to step away to almost a 2-second lead over 2nd place of Will Zoller. Graham Bunyan in the 101 slotted in the 3rd position, almost 4 seconds back from your leader. And here you see on screen Jeff Murray going for the pass on the inside. He completes it, working his way off of 2. Howard Livingston fighting back, going down into turn 3. Will he have enough? No, he won't. Jeff Murray will take the position when they cross the line up into the 6th place. Your pole sitter for this evening's race, for this afternoon's race, Ryan Bowles in the 25, has fell back all the way to 5th position, finds himself 9 seconds behind your race leader. And man, we got our leader is actually starting to catch some drivers and put more of this field a lap down. Caution is out. I believe Rick Kelball was involved. We'll take a look back at that, see if we can't see what happened here. Ooh, little bit of net code right there, actually. But tough break for Kelball. His car is absolutely destroyed. We'll look at that one more time on the next gen replay. But yeah, that looked like a whole lot of net code action. If you ask me, let's jump on this camera here and we'll see what happened. Yeah, no contact ever made as we watch back from the gearbox. So no contact ever made right there. That's a little bit of net code action going on at its finest. Nothing any of these drivers want to see. Man, tough break for those guys. Ben Wallace in the 99 was able to get off of pit road first. Oh, followed by Graham Bunyan. Then Jason Lowe. That's going to shake things up at the front. I believe the 67 of Will Zoller finds himself 1 lap down now. Somehow may have been involved and caught up with that last accident there. First caution for this afternoon's race. We are working lap 35 out of 135, so only 101 laps left here to go for the Sunday Hangover Indycar League at Iowa Speedway for the Iowa Care Camps.org 135. There you see just up in front of your race leader, Ben Wallace, 2 or 3 drivers gonna receive a wave around here. None of them, however, will be able to make it back onto the lead lap with this wave around. I do not believe that will be the case. So it looks like, as of right now, only 8 cars left on the lead lap out of 13. All 13 are still on track. Will Zoller is in pit road. He is banging away at that machine, trying to get back out there on track. Working caution number 1 here at Sunday Hangover IndyCar League. Something we are not too accustomed to here on Next Gen Racing Productions with this league. This is only their second caution in 3 races. So these drivers are known to run the entire race with little to, excuse me, I apologize for yawning mid-sentence, for running with little to no cautions at all, race after race. Ben Wallace trying to pick up where he left off last week at Homestead Miami Speedway. Ben was able to lead the most laps However, was not able to find victory lane as Graham Bunyan in that 101, who is just behind him, capitalized on a late race mistake by the 99 of Wallace, was able to take the race win away. We're getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. Green flag will fly when we head to lap 39 out of 135. Pace car is off. Wallace nails the gas and he gets a good jump on the field. Ryan Bowles all over the rear spoiler of Jason Lowe. Lowe starting to stretch that distance out just a little bit now. So we're going to join our center field camera here. Try to watch as much of the action as possible as Bunyan with a great run off of 2. Trying to take the position away on the outside. Wallace having none of it, sticking that car to the yellow line. Back across the line, leading his 36th lap of this afternoon's race. Bunyan is right there all over him, though. And just behind him, the 004 of Jason Lowe. He's he's been there all night. He's wanting to put his name in the hat. Try to walk away with a race win here. See if he can't be the one to knock Graham off of that top step of the podium. And these 3 drivers doing one heck of a job. Looks like we have a crazy battle going on. At least timing and scoring was showing stuff all over the place. We'll just jump back up here with this battle for the lead. Looked like 10th, 11th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th was all over each other. Timing and scoring doing a little wigging out on me right now. We'll just maintain and keep on heading through it. But let's jump on board with that 101 of Graham Bunyan. Beautiful view down the nose cone, looking at the 99 of Ben Wallace. Throttle sounds nice and smooth out there for Graham as he's right on him. Not hearing or seeing much of tire scrub or sound, so handling doesn't seem to be an issue as we'll look back off of the gearbox at that 00 of Jason Lowe. Just back behind them, your pole sitter, the 25 of Ryan Bowles, finds himself 1.3 seconds back. Looking to the inside, that time was Jason Bowles. He wasn't able to quite clear him. There you see him right there on the inside. He keeps looking. He's just not able to get it done. And we got a battle just behind them as well. I believe that is between the 13 of Howard Livingston and the 102 of Ed Cathan. Cathan able to get the pass done that last lap. Battle for first, second, third still raging on. There's action everywhere out there on track. One driver coming to pit lane that last time by. And now Lowe looks to the inside. Is he going to have what it takes to slide up in front and keep Graham behind him? Doesn't quite slide up in front, but doesn't give Bunyan enough room to keep his momentum. Oh, hard into the outside wall goes Lowe. That's going to hurt. That is going to hurt his machine terribly. No caution. He's trying to stay out of the way. My goodness. We'll go back and take a look at that one more time. There you see him trying to go for the pass. And just gets it right here. This is where it happens. Goes down into turn 3. And that thing just pushes up hard into the inside wall. Yeah, that left front suspension has got to be pretty torn up. There you see it right there. That right front crinkled up nose cone has got some damage as well. He's elected to stay out on track as of right now. We are back on board with your race leader, Ben Wallace, who was able to capitalize on all that going on and step away to a 1.5 second lead over Graham Bunyan. Ryan Bowles back in third. Fourth place, the 102 of Ed Cathan. Howard Livingston rounds out your top 5. Battle on track right now is between the 13 of Livingston and the 6 of Murray. Murray to the inside, gonna slide up. Gotta be careful. We've seen what can happen when sliding up. If you can't wheel it back off of the wall, you'll find yourself in some trouble. Jason Lowe dropping all the way from second position with the pass being made all the way back to 8th after contact with the outside wall trying to make the pass on Graham Bunyan. Jeff Murray in the 6th, trying to track down the 102 of Ed Cathan. Just behind, as I said, Howard Livingston in the 13, still running in 6th position. Howard finds himself just a little over 6 seconds away from your race leader. Almost halfway through this afternoon's race, only one caution for the Sunday Hangover IndyCar League drivers. Looks like we've only had one driver head to the house, back it up in the hauler, and head on out this race weekend, and that is the 67 of Will Zoller. He will walk away with 13th place here today. We are watching that 6 of Jeff Murray, who was able to make a pass on the 13 of Howard Livingston a few laps ago. He was beginning to run down that 102 of Ed Cathan, but Cathan has been able to step away almost about a second out in front of Murray. Murray had it down to just a half a second a handful of laps ago. So Cathan holding on strong out there, trying to create a little bit of a distance between himself and Murray before they head to pit road. Gonna do some little bit of house cleaning, and it looks like we still have 11 drivers on the lead lap. I believe Jason Lowe, after contact with that outside wall, that 004 has put it up into the hauler and has decided to call it a day as well. He will walk away, I believe, in the 12th position. Once again, Murray able to close that distance down to about a half a second. Nothing has been going on up front with your race leader, Ben Wallace. He is now almost 3 seconds in front of Graham Bunyan. Ryan Bowles just behind Bunyan about a second and a half, finds himself running in third after taking the pole position for the KOA carecamps.org 135 here at Iowa Speedway. And man, Mike West. Shout out to Mike West. Mike has been out there on his tires for almost 50 laps. Mike being shown and scored the first car 1 lap down in the 8th position. Robert Mitchell still trying to find his way up through the field after a tough break early in the race. He finds himself 10 laps down in the 10th position. We'll jump up here, check out Mike West, see how he's maintaining. Mike just kind of trying to hold on as long as he can. Try to stay the first car one lap down in case there is another caution, but I'm not sure how long he's going to be able to do that, as Ben Wallace, your race leader, is just picking them up and laying them down right now, leading 68 laps out of the 73 here at Iowa Speedway in this 135 lap race for the Sunday Hangover IndyCar League. And Graham, he wasn't too happy about finishing second last week. Wasn't happy about finishing second for the second week in a row. Driver on a mission right now. We'll show you what it's like to be driving around out there if you are Ben Wallace, your race leader. How close is too close when you start working and making your way through this lap traffic? Able to make that pass pretty easily was the 99 of Graham Bunyan. So he will now put another car one lap down. Mike Weston, the 10, now being scored 2 laps down. And Ben Wallace not playing any games today. Taking it to the field, taking the fight to Graham Bunyan for the overall points championship, as we are in race number 3 out of a 12 race season for these drivers. Ben finding himself about 20. Whoa, close quarters! Oh, that could have been very disastrous for your race leader, Ben Wallace, as he was putting the 64 of Rick Lovison down one lap. Almost made contact. That could have spelled disaster once again for Ben Wallace, as he is trying to overcome a 23 point. Once I can get my mouth and my tongue to cooperate with my mind, I might be able to spit it out. Trying to make up a 23 point deficit to Graham Bunyan, who, as I have previously stated, has won race number 1 at Charlotte Motor Speedway, able to walk away with another win last week at Homestead, Miami, building his lead early in the season. Ben Wallace trying to cut back into that. Those two drivers flipping positions as the finishes are being concerned. Graham Bunyan find himself running in the second position, working lap 85 out of 135 here. Field is spread out a pretty good little bit, so we're gonna back up to another one of our cameras here, see if we can't show you a little bit more of what is going on and happening out there on track. And your race leader hitting pit road. What will Graham Bunyan do? He follows suit, comes down pit road with him. Ryan Bowles stays out. Ed Cathan stays out. No, Ryan Bowles onto pit road. Jeff Murray, Ed Cathan, Howard Livingston all stay out on track. Ben Wallace down and away from his pit stop. We're going to jump on board with your race leader, Ed Cathan, in the 102. still out there turning laps. Ooh-wee. That is a lot of laps on those tires. 54 laps on the tires out there for Kathan as he hits pit road this time by. What will Murray do behind him? Believe Murray is hitting pit road as well. That's going to give the race lead back to Ben Wallace once again. And there you see Graham Bunyan able to make up. I believe that is Graham right behind him. If it's not, that is one of Graham's teammates. Bunyan 2.6 seconds back, so wasn't able to close much distance through that pit stop. And we are down to 46 laps left here to go tonight in this race. And Ben Wallace just absolutely on a tear through the field, leading 83 laps out of 91 here in this afternoon's race for the Sunday Hangover IndyCar League. And these top drivers, I mean, when I say they have been on an absolute tear, they have been on an absolute tear. Letting green flag pit stop cycle through just a little bit further before we do some house cleaning here. Ben Wallace still leading the race. Graham Bunyan able to close some of the distance. Now finds himself only 2 seconds behind your race leader. So the past 3 to 4 laps has been able to make up a half a second on your race leader, Ben Wallace. Ed Kathan still running up inside the top 3 in the 3rd position. 4th goes to the 25 of Ryan Bowles. Rounding out your top 5, 1 lap down is the 13 of Howard Livingston. Gonna go ahead and do some house cleaning here for you. 13 drivers made qualifying. 13 drivers took the grid. We now have only 11 drivers still out on track. The 67 of Will Zoller will find himself in last place for this afternoon's race as he has packed up and headed to the house. Jason Lowe in the 004 find himself walking away with the 12th place finish. He is also out of this race. Being scored in 12th position as of right now, 51 laps down, is Danny J. Trying to make up some laps on the 31 of Robert Mitchell, who finds himself in 10th. 19 laps down on pit road, still trying to fix his car. For 24 of Rick Kelball in the 9th position is being scored 4 laps down. Mike West in the 10 is in 8th. 2 laps down. Jeff Murray in the 6 is in 7th. 6th place, the 64 of Rick Lovison. And the 13 of Howard Livingston is being shown as your last car. Well, your first car on the lead lap. So even one of your top 5 runners here for this KOA carecamps.org 135 race at Iowa Speedway. These drivers are putting on such a blistering pace. There is only 4 cars left on the lead lap. Ben Wallace creeping closer and closer to leading 100 laps of this thing. And Graham Bunyan has been able to close the distance now to under 2 seconds. But he has got a tall feat in front of him if he is going to try to go up and battle Ben for the race win. These drivers should not have to come back to pit road. So the tires that you got, that's just what you got. And Ryan Bowles in that 25 machine running in 4th position. He is dangerously close to going a lap down. Finds himself only about a second in front of your race leader. So Ben Wallace, as I said, man, he is not playing any games out there. Ryan Bowles in that 25 machine working his way across the stripe to begin lap 109. Whew, excuse me. For Wallace. Man, I tell you what, I don't think I've seen this many cars be put down a lap on track. Ben Wallace is almost in another zip code, but where has Graham Bunyan found the speed? We just seen 3 laps ago, Graham Bunyan in that 101 was about just barely under 2 seconds back. He has cut that 7/10 from the lead, finds himself 1.4 seconds back. But the time is running out. The distance is closing, but the time is running out for Graham Bunyan. And Ben Wallace is just praying. Nothing happens here. Nothing goes wrong. 2 cars battling. That is for position. Although they are both multiple laps down, that is for position. Ryan Bowles fighting to stay on the lead lap. He's now going to go 1 lap down. Oh, into the wall is Ben Wallace. Oh, no. Your race leader hard into the outside wall. Oh, and he's in the wall again. We're going to have our caution here as he is flipped over on track. Ooh. No caution. We stay on. Caution is out now. My goodness. Ooh. That is not. That is not something that Ben Wallace wanted to see there. Here we see him once again just coming up on that traffic. Making the pass pretty easily there. Looks like he just pushed up and across and into that outside wall. Man. Tough break for that 99 of Ben Wallace, who has led almost the entire race until that point. And there you see him flipping down the track. Man, we'll take one more look. I know Ben's not wanting to look at this much, but we'll take one more look as he comes through the field here. Fairly easy pass on that lap down car. Now Ryan Bowles just in front of him. That's a car trying to stay on the lead lap. Wallace just gets in there and the car just stops turning for him. He's trying to get it together. There you see the damage. Wheel cocked, won't turn, and that's all she wrote. And over you go. On your lid. Not where you want to be. Whew. Tough break for Ben Wallace. And that 99 crew leading almost the entire race here this afternoon, finding the wall in trouble late, handing the lead to Graham Bunyan. Graham sitting in the perfect position should something happen. And when it did, he finds himself scooping up the #1 position on track. Few cars out there in front of your race leader, Graham Bunyan, will receive another waiver round. I believe that is Jeff Murray and Howard Livingston. They will both get their laps back to come around and get back on the lead lap and have a chance to fight for this thing for a top 5, as that will give us only 5 cars on the lead lap. So with that said, we'll go ahead and throw up our top 5, brought to you by the Sunday Hangover IndyCar League and Haywood Elite Youth Wrestling out of Bethel, North Carolina. First position as they run the 101 of Graham Bunyan. Second position, the 25 of Ryan Bowles. Third will go to the 102 of Ed Cathan. Running in fourth, the 6 of Jeff Murray. Fifth position, the 13 of Howard Livingston. So there you have your top 5. Murray and Livingston will have a lot older tires. I do not think they are going to be able to do much to battle with the top 3 of Bunyan, Bowles, and Cathan. But what will this restart bring us? Will Bowles be able to keep up and on the spoiler of that 101 and battle for his shot to knock Graham off of that podium position? And to make matters worse for the 99 of Ben Wallace, having to tow that machine back before he was allowed to pull the backup out, being shown in the 8th position 2 laps down. So once again, led the most laps, unable, as it looks, unable to walk away with the race win. Pace car ducks off. We are back, green flag racing. Once again here at Iowa Speedway. Graham Bunyan with a great start. Jumping to a good half a second lead already over, excuse me, already over your second place driver, the 25 of Ryan Bowles. Ed Cathan not being able to keep tabs with them, finds himself 2 seconds back from your race leader, 1.5 seconds back from Bowles. Livingston able to make the pass on Murray and take the 4th position away. That battle between those 2 drivers has pretty much been settled out. Looks like Livingston has jumped out to over a second lead over Murray, so Livingston going to be able to hold on to that 4th position, but now battle for the lead. 13 laps left to go. Ryan Bowles is all over. There you see a big move to the outside. Not able to make the pass. He's trying to use that slipstream to get right up to him, make the move to the outside lane, and hopefully pin Graham down to the bottom to where he's not allowed to slide up to take the exit lane away. Ooh, close moment there for those 2 drivers, as it looked like Bowles thought about going to the inside and then thought a little bit better of it. Now only 11 laps to go, 10 laps to go when we cross the line this time by. Who's going to have what it takes? Who's going to get the job done? 10 laps left to go in the KOA, carecamps.org, 135. Bowles washes up towards the wall off of 2. back on the rear spoiler of Bunyan going through turns 3 and 4. Still battling as they go into turns 1 and 2, back down the track into 3 and 4. No other battles for position happening on track, and this is for the race lead. Only 8 laps to go, and these two drivers are putting on a show side by side into turn 3. Lap traffic 3 wide for a second. Bunyan slides up the track right in front of Bowles. They keep it together. They keep it moving. Man, I tell you, man, that could have been a big moment. 3 wide around a lapped car. Those drivers sorted it out, able to keep it straight. Working 6 laps to go for the KOA. CareCamps.org at 135. 135 laps around this Iowa Speedway, and looks like Bowles may have burnt some of his stuff up, or maybe he's just going to cool it down for a lap or two and then head on back after him. It's falling a good distance away now, almost 0.7 of a second, working off of turn 4, taking 4 laps to go, and Bunyan is beginning to set sail in the closing stages once again. Three laps left to go. We're watching Ryan Bowles to see if he can close that distance. Doesn't look like he is. Now 0.9. Graham Bunyan extending the lead. On board with Bunyan as we have the white flag lap. Back to turn 3 and 4 for the last time for the 101 of Graham Bunyan. Off of 4, back to the line. Your race winner, the 101 of Graham Bunyan. Heck of a show, heck of a drive for all the guys out there this evening. Man, what a show. We're going to let Graham come around and get ready to climb out the car and celebrate a little bit. We're going to step away for just a quick second. We'll be right back with post-race interviews here on Next Gen Racing Productions. Thanks for joining us once again here at Next Gen Racing Productions for your post-race interviews here for the Sunday Hangover IndyCar League. Race number 3 is in the books. The KOA, carecamps.org 135, your race winner. Joining us once again on the top step of the podium, Graham Bunyan. Graham, 3 in a row, bud, but more importantly, how was the race all night for you?
OMG is all I got to say. How did I even pull that out of my backside? I have no idea, man. That was crazy stuff. Aero push was real. Yeah, I thought I was gone. I thought I was actually gone when I went to pass a lap car, and I went to go high, he stayed high, I went to go low, and then he went low, and at the same time, Ben got tied up with a whole heap of aero push and just took his nose out from under him and straight up into the wall. It was like, oh. Man.
Well, man, I mean, three in a row. Let's talk big picture here. Already a 23-point lead over Ben Wallace, who had some trouble, gonna not finish quite where he should have, but a 23-point lead over him already. Those points are gonna get even bigger with this third race win. How are you looking and managing the rest of this season now that we have 3 out of 12 races down and you have put your name on top of the board for each of them?
Well, look, I'd like to finish in the top 3 for at least the next 3 or 4 races, and then after that, I think I'm just going to slow down a little bit. I think it's time to then start thinking about championship points and where I'm going to end up. But at the moment, it's just crazy. This car, this beast is on fire. It's crazy.
Well, once again, Graham, man, a heck of a job out there today. I mean, I don't think I have words for it. 3 race wins in a row for you, the first 3 of this season. Man, a heck of a job. Great run out there all night, right where you needed to be at when something happened, and walk away with yet another win before we let you go. You want to give any shout-outs or anything to anybody out there watching?
Yeah, look, I'm just going to have to give a shout-out to Ben there. I hope he's okay. I'll have to go into the infield later on and check him out there. I dare say he's going to be tied up for at least a week, that's for sure. But no, look, once again, thanks to everybody showing up and the Sunday Hangover League. It's been great. Robert's doing a good job, and everybody's participating, and it'll be good to see more cars on track. Definitely more cars on track, but my guys, Denny and Mike, doing their best they can. They're just not getting the right setup there at the moment, but yeah, look, congrats to the podium. Ryan and Ed did a great job, outstanding job to survive. I think this one was just survival of the fittest.
All right, Graham, well, we will catch up with you next Sunday.
No worries. Thanks, Dave.
There you have it. That was your race winner for race number 3, 3rd in a row. Graham Bunyan, heck of a job for him out there. Now we're going to try to see if we can't catch up with your second place driver here today, and that is your pole sitter, the 25 of Ryan Bowles. Ryan, you got us?
I do.
Hey, bud, good to see you again.
Yeah. 2 in a row.
Yeah, first race, you finished, I believe it was 3rd, and we had a chance to speak to you. I didn't see you last week. I don't believe you made last week's race, but
No, I was in Legoland.
Yeah, that's right. The Lego Man in Legoland, Ryan Bowles. That's right. Able to come back to the booth though in the podium as your return trip to the track. So, how was your race, and how are you? Your feelings on tonight's finish?
I kind of felt like I got more lucky in this race. I never really felt fast. You saw I was in the lead and then fell back to like 4th rather quickly. So I just kind of more of an attrition in this one.
All right. Now, with you missing a race already, and it being a short season, only 12 races, finishing in the podium, those top positions go a long way. But what's your outlook, basically being a full race behind?
Are there no drop races?
Ooh, I
I
don't
think there's some
know.
drop races.
I have no idea on that one. That's a great question there, Ryan. That's a great question. Maybe we can figure that out for next week.
I don't know. I think in the end, I mean, I typically finish. It's all about beating Graham at some point, so we're all fighting for second.
Oh man, those fights were great to watch. You were right there towards the end, right on his spoiler. What happened there to cause you to kind of fall back and just kind of settle into that second place position?
Well, my strategy at that point was he was going low, I was going high. I was hoping his tires were going to run out quicker than mine, and I was be able to go around on the outside. But as it turns out, he started coming back up, and he stayed in front of me on the outside, and I lost my air, and I had to fall back. I was going to hit the wall.
10-4, bud. Well, before we let you go and head off into the sunset with a second place finish here tonight at Iowa Speedway, you want to give any shout outs to anybody out there watching?
I'll say thank you to my wife for letting me race again.
10-4, Ryan, bud. Well, congratulations once again on a second place finish, and we will catch up with you next Sunday.
All right, thank you.
There you have it. That was your second place finisher for this evening's race, the 25 of Ryan Bowles. And unfortunately, it looks like the 102 of Ed Cathan had to take his machine back behind the wall into the garage, so we won't be able to pull him up on screen, but we have been able to catch up with him. Ed, this is Dave in the booth. You got us?
Hi, Dave. How you doing?
Pretty good, bud. I believe this is the first time I've seen you on track here with the Sunday Hangover IndyCar League, and right into the booth, your first run.
Yeah, I got lucky this race, I admit.
Well, just tell us a little bit about your race and your strategy going into this evening's race.
I just started off in the back, thought I'd take my time, try to save my tires, and let other people have problems, and it seemed to work out for me. And then on that last yellow flag, I got a black flag for speeding in the pits. I don't know what happened there, and that kind of cost me third place, or second place, actually.
Well, I mean, you got to almost look at it on the bright side, still finish with a podium position. It's going to give you some good points. Already 2 races behind the other drivers out there, or the majority of the other drivers, so good points days are what you need, and you were able to do that today.
Yeah, I was just being patient, hoping, I guess not hoping, but just waiting for other drivers to have issues. I felt sorry for Ben, but that's racing, right?
Yeah, it tends to happen, and I'm sure Ben is not a happy camper at this point in time. I know I wouldn't be.
No, he led that whole race. It was his to lose.
Well, Ed, man, it was great to pull you up here for post-race interviews. Hope to get to do it a few more times throughout the season. Before we let you go and head off in the sunset, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, I do's to anybody out there watching?
No, not today. Maybe later once I get a couple sponsors. But thanks, Dave. It was a great race.
All right, well, I sure do appreciate it, and we will catch up with you next week.
10-4. Have a good day, Dave.
There you have it. That was your third place finisher, the 102 of Ed Cathan. First time out there on track with the Sunday Hangover IndyCar League, able to put it into a podium position. But it's going to leave us to wonder, what if for Ben Wallace, once again leading the most laps of the race, but not being able to walk away with getting the job done. Not much left to do for us here at Next Gen Racing Productions, except run through the finishing order for this afternoon's race. There you have it on screen. The 101 of Graham Bunyan once again in victory lane for the third time this season. Second place goes to the 25 of Ryan Bowles. Third, the 102 of Ed Cathan. Fourth position goes to the 13 of Howard Livingston, sporting that KOA carecamps.org paint scheme. Heck of a job out there by him, able to get a lap back, finish on the lead lap in that fourth position. Rounding out the top five here for this afternoon's race is the 64 of Rick Lovison, followed by the 6 of Jeff Murray. Seventh position, the 99 of Ben Wallace, led the most laps of the race, but not able to walk away as the winner. Eighth position, the 10 of Mike West. Ninth goes to the 24 of Rick Kelball. Rounding out the top 10, the 31 of Robert Mitchell. 11th position, the 004 of Jason Lowe. 12th position, the 15 of Danny Nault. Rounding out your field for this afternoon's race, the 67 of Will Zoller in 13th position. Once again, Lee Mitchell was up in race control for these drivers. And that is another race in the books here for the Sunday Hangover IndyCar League on Next Gen Racing Productions. Once again, thank you for joining us, liking, subscribing, smashing the bells, all that good stuff. Lets me know you like what I do. Lets these drivers know that you like what they do. Great action coming up for you over the next few days. So keep an eye on those notifications. But all in all, a great race here tonight at Iowa Speedway for the KOA carecamps.org 135. Only 2 cautions. And man, the ending was action-packed. And man, I don't know what else to say. So with that, I guess we're just going to have to start rolling our cords up and head off into the sunset over there to meet up with some Turn 3 Racing Network guys for a Monday night series. So we will catch you later. Thank you once again from everyone here at Next Gen Racing Productions.
Coming for a splash. 3, 2, 1, now. All clear. Punch it.